Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. We're going to talk about the newest Wicked Widow Beauty palette. This is the Tea Time palette. Look at the artwork. Look at the swatches. I'm going to do live swatches for you guys and I'm going to create these two eye looks for you guys using this beauty. Let me show you on the screen how the swatches look in the outside lighting too, so that you can see like all the shifts in the dimension, how beautiful this palette is. So if you guys want to see this palette in action, then please keep on watching. Oh, I'm so excited for this. You have no idea. So we're going to talk about the Wicked Widow Beauty Tea Time palette. This retails for $34. This is how it comes. It comes with the sleeve with the same artwork of the bunny. And this bunny in a teacup is so cute. Like the artwork just melted my heart away. I want to give you like a close-up on how it looks. How beautiful is that? I really love this one. And wait till you see the inside. It comes with a mirror too. And this is the color story that we are working with. I feel like this is very spring appropriate. The first time when you see the palette, I mean, it's a mix of such beautiful shades. But when my eyes fall into it, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Because I can distinctly see so many things. I definitely can pair these two together. I can put this like all over my crease, but I need like some kind of a deepening shade. So we'll see if we can deepen this out with this green shade, because out of the whole lot, this is the deepest shade in the palette, and then rest of them are like saturated mid-tone shades. These two duochromes are breathtaking. They're just breathtaking. It shifts to such beautiful shades. This is like a blue purple teal, I would say, and this is like a blue green gold. It's really pretty. This white shade, it's like a satin white shade, and this is like a beautiful duochrome, like a cool tone silvery purple, I would say. I'm gonna live swatch it for you guys just so that you see all of it in action, and then we'll apply like two looks using this palette. So let's dive into the live swatches. The first shade is called Key and the second shade is called Dreamer. The Key shade, you know how much I love this shade. Like the blue purples, like purple in general, like just takes my heart away. And that shade is stunning. This shade Dreamer, it's such a vibrant green. Like those two combined together, it'll be so lovely. I don't know if you can see that duochrominess coming through. Like it has a strong shift in person of that blue purple. Really pretty. And that green can be very vibrant too on the eyes. We'll see. We'll definitely go outside the comfort zone. I feel like the shimmers in this palette is very comfortable for me. But the mattes in the palette is definitely the one that likes stepping me out of the comfort zone. The next shade is Adventure, which is like a sunflower yellow, like an orangey yellow, I would say. And the next shade is called Rabbit, which is that cool tone purple shade. Oh, so pretty. Okay. It's such a vibrant yellow. The Adventure shade, so pretty and so vibrant. Those two together would also be stunning. And this one, the Rabbit shade, oh my God, so smooth. So that is the shade Rabbit. I apologize for the sunlight. I'm filming in like a very odd timing, really in the morning, I would say, just when the sun has come. My boys are out for soccer, and I will take any time of the day when they're out so that I can get some peace and record. Because generally when I'm recording, they're either taking a nap, or if they're awake, I'm yelling all the time to keep quiet. My boys are like at an age where it's very difficult for me to like keep them calm, okay? So you need to bear with me. This goldeny white shade, it's called Drink Me. That would be like a perfect inner corner shade, I would say. Or if you are like super fair, I feel like that can also be like a good highlight shade for you. And then this one, this is so smooth and so deep. This shade is called Imposter. This is the deepest shade of the palette. And I feel like you can combine any of the shimmer shades with this shade and it'll look lovely. Really pretty. If not, I feel like out of this whole palette, I could have done without that matte satin, that satin white shade. I feel like if that was like a deep purple, I feel like that would have gone with like the rest of the mattes and the rest of the shimmers too. But we'll see, obviously. I mean, the color combination is unique. That's why I love this palette. So we'll definitely see how it rolls. The next shade that I'm going to swatch is called Nonsense. And this is like a pastel-y pinky purple shade, like a lilac shade, I would say. Really pretty. Leans a little bit more on the pinker side. And this definitely has my heart. If you know me, you know I don't like my greens, but this is stunning. This is the shade Who Are You? I mean, who is she? It's such a pretty shade. And you can see that blue coming through too, right? It's like a blue, green, gold. Really, really pretty shade. So that is the color story that we are working with today. Let's put this baby on our eyes and see what magic can we create with this. Okay, let's start off with the green shade. Why not, right? Let's just step outside the comfort zone in the first shade. This one, and this is called Dreamer. Yeah, Dreamer. So I'm going to take this on like a fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and then I'm going to start off in the crease. I feel like with a white base, it would have popped more. Maybe the next eye will pop a white shade. Just because I'm more of a tan skin person, it is difficult for these kind of shades to like pop on my skin, but it's super, super pigmented. And if you know, I mean, I have raved and raved about the Wicked Widow Beauty Scissorhands 2 palette. That palette is so stunning. If you are into purples and greens and blues, that palette was absolutely breathtaking. And so I have like high hopes for this palette too, because I feel like they've definitely improved their formula with that palette from that palette came into the market. So that's a good green. Like it's definitely popping on my eyes. Now I'm taking the same brush, just tilting it. This is like Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33. I'm blind. And I'm going to dip into this shade, which is Adventure, on the other side of the brush. And I'm just going over the edges of that green just to blend it through. Just like that. I'm also going to concentrate that on the inner portion of the eye. Like that. This is totally outside my comfort zone. Like I look like a parrot. Like these shades just, oh my God, I cannot even. Just like that. Just flipping back and forth, blending it together. I feel like we are at a good spot here. Okay, now I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. Maybe this. This is BH Angie Hot and Flashy A502. Like this kind of, it's definitely, it's not dirty. I wiped it, but it's stained. So I'm going to dip into this shade, Imposter, because this is the only like deepening shade that we have in the palette. I'm going to tap off the excess and then start building it in the outer corners and mixing it with that green. I definitely want that it's having fallout. I'm definitely seeing fallout on my eyes. It's not too much, but this is the first shade that gave me that fallout. So I'm going to just put some powder underneath the eyes first so that I don't regret it later. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to pack it a little bit more on the outer corners, going with a patting motion rather than like blending motion. And once we have that, then I'm going to go over like the circular motion right there, just to blend in that green and the yellow with that teal shade. I'm going to take the same shade but with a smaller brush, and I'm going to take this same shade Imposter on my lower lash line, and then I'm going to blend it out with this green shade Dreamer, just so that it's not like harsh. Yeah. Now I'm going to apply some glitter glue. You know the gist. I always apply glitter glue, especially when I'm like, you know, playing with those shimmers. I just feel like it just pops like 10 times more. I'm going to apply that right there, where I have that blank space. I'm going to take the shade, the key, and I'm going to take it with my finger. Why not? And I'm going to apply that right there in the center of my eyelid. Look how pretty this shade is. Like, Wicked Widow Beauty shimmers are gorgeous. And the mattes is so blendable. I'm going to do that. Just so that there's no harsh edges, I'm just blending it with my fingers right there. But mainly focusing it on the center of my eyelid. Oh, so pretty. I'm actually going to take this all across my eyelid because I feel like this pops with that lime green shade too. No cut crease or anything, just blending it with my fingers. And I feel like because it's such a beautiful duochrome shade, it'll pop more on the like bigger surface area. Okay, I'm going to take this Drink Me shade, tapping off the excess, applying that in the inner corners. You can see that pops. And then just melting it with that blue shade in the inner corners. Oh, that's so stunning. That is so stunning. Okay, I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And that is my first eye look. I love the way how this turned out. I feel like there are elements of this that is like me and a little me outside the comfort zone too. Obviously the yellow and the green is outside the comfort zone, but when it is mixed with that blue purple shade, I feel like I can make it wearable. I really love the way how this came out. I love how fun it is. Let's move on to the second eye look. The second eye look is going to be pink in the crease for sure because I'm dying to play with that. So let's start off with that. Okay, I'm going to take that shade Nonsense in my crease and let's see how that rolls. Actually, didn't I tell you that I'm going to put like white base? I'm going to just apply my Anastasia eye primer. This definitely is more on the whiter side. So I'm just going to put like a tiny little bit. Oh, I took such a tiny bit, but it's so white. Nothing precise. I'm just patting it over with my fingers. Just so that the base is white. We're definitely going to cover it, so don't worry about that. Okay, so we're going to start off with the shade Nonsense. And I'm applying this with my Refa number 16. And I'm going to just take it all across my eyelid. Actually on my crease. So pretty. That's such an Easter shade. Love that. Okay. And that's popping more on that white base for sure. I'm going to take the same shade on my lower lash line too. I'm again going to take this Imposter shade because again, this is the deep shade in the palette and I want to mix it up with the pink and see how the combination works because I don't think I've ever worked with a pink and a teal together. So I'm gonna pat it on the outer corners. Oh, that's so pretty. See, when the pink, the teal and the pink is mixing, it's creating a purple, which, you know, purple is like it's my heartbeat. I really love it. Oh, I like that combo. I like how it's mixing together. Really pretty. I'm going to take this shade, Nonsense. Did you even see? And then just blending the edges. Just because I'm loving that combination that's coming. It's like a periwinkle purple that is just forming when it's mixing together. Okay, I'm going to take the same thing on my lower lash line too. First starting off with this Imposter shade. Going close to my lash line. And then dipping into this Nonsense shade. And then just blending it across. Oh, so pretty. Okay. It was so simple. Okay, I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue and just apply the same thing that we did in the other eye. Messily applying it on the blank space and just making it tacky so that the shimmers can stick over. So once we have that, let's move on to the shimmers. Obviously, I'm going to apply this. Who Are You? Although this rabbit shade also would be so pretty. Let's just apply. I cannot wait. So that's Who Are You? Look at the sparkle and the shine. Oh my God. I love it. Love it. Okay, I'm going to leave that inner third of the portion of the eye a little blank so that I can apply the other shade. And I'm going to take Rabbit, that purple shade. I'm going to start off here. I'm going to melt it with that green. And I'm also going to take that on my inner corners. Going back into that pink shade, Nonsense shade, and I'm just blowing that in the inner portion just because I don't want to lose that. Just like that. This eye actually doesn't even seem like I have teal in person when I'm looking at it, because it looks like a purple periwinkle shade, and I love that. I love that. Okay. I love that when I'm mixing it, it's definitely taking another look. Did we use everything? I think we used everything. So yeah, yay for me. I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And that is my second eye look. I really love how like pastel-y, how beautiful and like airy it looks. This one looks very, very ethereal, and this looks like grungy but cool at the same time. I really, really love both the eye looks that came out of this palette. Now talking about like the total review about this palette is absolutely amazing. I feel like this would be like a companion palette to the Scissorhands 2 palette that they released earlier. I feel like you definitely can work with this alone by itself and then create like unique looks too. But I also feel like there are lots of two shadow looks in this palette. Like these two can be a look, 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 these two can be a look. Like I feel like there are two shadow looks more in this palette, and I love when like 8-pan eyeshadow palettes can create like different looks for you. Obviously today, because I was like showing all of these eyeshadows on my eyes, that's why I applied so many shadows on my eyes. But in my everyday life, I easily can do like looks with like 2 or 3 eyeshadows and call it a day and like be very, very satisfied with this. So I cannot wait to play with this even more. I am an affiliate with Wicked Widow Beauty. You can use the code SMITHYSONY to save a few dollars off. I feel like this palette was $34. After using my code, it'll be like $30. And for $30, when you can like get 2 multi-chromey duochrome shadows and then all these fun shadows, especially if you are a person who struggle with like pastel eyeshadows, you want like a little bit more depth in your pastels, I feel like this palette is really, really good. And I don't like to wear pastels when it is like such a big palette, because one, I do not wear pastels so often, and second, I feel like on my like medium tan skin tone, pastels don't pop so much, but these are popping on my eyes and you can see that. I really, really, really love this eyeshadow. Do let me know if you want to see like more eyeshadow looks using this palette or not. I really loved playing with this. I really hope that this video was inspiration for you guys. As you can find this palette on the Wicked Widow Beauty website. I link everything in the description box below for you guys, as well as my code. So if you do use my code, I thank you really, really much. But that's all for today, guys. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.